Hey y'all, it's True Crime Queen. Today I'm back with a viral news story and a couple of other stories that I found on Reddit. Please make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Let's get into it. A group of riders at Six Flags Mexico experienced some terrifying moments after they got stuck nearly 250 feet above the ground during a storm. The incident happened on Sunday, August 18th, 2024. People on the Supergirl Skyflight ride were left dangling in the air for about 10 minutes. Video taken from one of the riders shows them waiting in windy and wet conditions. Six Flags Mexico said on social media that the storm caused multiple rides to briefly stop operating and that all established procedures were followed. The rides all resumed operations later that day, and thankfully no injuries were reported. Let's just take a look at some stories that I found on Reddit. So this first story is about a guy whose best friend confessed to him that he was cheating on his wife. So let's get into it. I'm a 32-year-old man and I've been friends with my best guy friend since we were toddlers. He's been married to his wife for 3 years and they've been together for 6. I know her pretty well and we used to hang out all the time, but less frequently now since they just had a kid about 6 months ago. He's been telling me about how tough becoming a dad has been on his marriage and how he doesn't get to spend alone time with his wife anymore. I'm not married or a dad, but I try to listen to him while also reminding him that this is something he should have been at least somewhat prepared for. 2 weeks ago, he asked if he could hang out at my apartment to get a break. He knew I'd be at work that day, but said he just wanted a change of scenery, which I thought was odd, but I said okay. I get back from work and notice he's acting very strange and jittery. I asked him what was up and he immediately confessed that he's been having an affair with his secretary for the past 6 months and hooked up with her in my home that day while I was at work. I was disgusted and upset and I asked him to leave. He said I wouldn't understand and I told him that I didn't want to have that conversation and he left. Since that day, I've been wrestling with whether or not I should tell his wife. She, of course, deserves to know and needs to leave him or at least have a conversation with him. But I also know she's going through a lot being a new mom, and my friend already doesn't do much around the house or with childcare. I feel like I shouldn't tell her and just let her find out when he slips up or when he feels the guilt and tells her. At the moment, he's able to justify it through some twisted logic. But I also want to do the right thing. Am I the a-hole for abandoning my boyfriend while he's serving time in jail? I'm a 21-year-old female and I recently broke up with my 22-year-old boyfriend after 2 years. We met at a party and started dating. 4 months after that, he moved in with me and my dad. I supported us, brought us food, had a car, took care of his bills and mine. Even though I did everything for him, he still cheated by texting and DMing his side chicks, and he admitted to hooking up with 3 girls in the 2 years we dated. I also have a disability that causes me to walk with a small limp, so he will occasionally make fun of me for it under the guise of it being a joke. Fast forward to last year when he recently got in trouble with the law and was sentenced to 3 years in jail. He was originally arrested for this case in January 2023 and spent 6 months in jail, and I fully supported him and still stayed faithful, paid his lawyer fees, and even gave him half my check just so he would have money on his books. After those 6 months, the judge let him come home until he was sentenced. He was home for 5 months and he still cheated with one of the girls he was talking to before. So I realized once he went back to jail that I love him and he still makes me feel so awful. So I decided that I no longer wanted to continue my relationship with him after I finally realized my self-worth. His mom called me last week and told me I'm an a-hole because I left him when he was at his worst and knowing that I'm the only financial support that he has. I yelled and argued with her because she knew about everything he did to me. I told her if she wants him to feel supported, then she should do it because not once has she ever helped him with anything. He still tries contacting me and says that jail is changing him and made him realize his wrongs and how amazing I am. I know jail changes people for the better, so I don't know if I should go back to him because I know his family is doing nothing for him. My emotions are everywhere and this whole situation has caused me to feel really depressed. So this last story is, am I the a-hole for accusing my roommate of having something to do with the unaliving of my dog? This started about 2 weeks ago when I left for my work trip and wouldn't be home for a week. I asked my roommate if he could let the dogs out and feed them, which should have been easy because it's already just in a bag and all he had to do was just pour it in a bowl. The water feeder is automatic and usually lasts about 2 weeks. I have 3 dogs. One dog I found in a dumpster, another abandoned, and the last one was my stepdad's dog before he passed away. My dogs usually sleep in our third spare bedroom. Anyways, I left for my trip and I came back to find the dog's room covered in caca or poop and trash. My dogs never do that unless the door to their room is closed, which it was, which tells me that it hadn't been opened at all that week. My roommate was still at work at this time, and then I realized I only had 2 dogs. I knocked on my neighbor's door across the hall to see if they saw or heard anything. Then my neighbor showed me a video of my roommate throwing my dog out the front door. When my roommate came home 2 hours later, I confronted him, and he said he was mad at my missing dog for peeing in the house, so he threw him out the front door. The next day, my neighbor said she found the dog hit by a car and she handed me his collar. I just went home and I kicked my roommate out and started bawling. The sweetest dog I had ever met is now gone. Some of these stories were so sad. Tell me what you think about this video in the comments down below. Please make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. If you have any stories that you would like for me to read or anything that you would like to share with me, please leave me an email at truecrimequeentv@gmail.com. That'll do it for this video. I love you for watching. Bye!